Right, so what about that Harper misstep we mentioned at the start of the broadcast? No, he didn't miss another family photo. This incident actually began with an attack by Harper, the Prime Minister reaching across the ocean to take a serious jab at his chief rival. Trouble is, Harper had his facts wrong and was forced to make a serious apology instead. Rosemary Barton has the story.
Stephen Harper may be grateful this week is coming to an end, particularly given how his final day at the G8 finished up, being forced to apologize to Michael Ignatieff.
I regret the error and I apologize to Mr. Ignatieff for this error.
So what was that error? During his closing comments, Harper made a point of telling reporters Ignatieff questioned Canada's relevance in the G8 and suggested Canada could be shut out as a result.
I think it's an irresponsible suggestion. Mr. Ignatieff is supposed to be a Canadian. I don't think you go out and float ideas like this that are so obviously contrary to the country's interests when no one else is advocating it.
But just moments later, Harper's press secretary, Dimitri Soudas, came rushing to reporters.
No, he was clearly not happy.
Because, as it turns out, Ignatieff made no such comments.
Mr. Ignatieff actually never said that, and I assume the full responsibility from beginning to end, given that...
Soudas misread an email, he says, and then wrongly advised his boss.
I learned shortly after the press conference this was not a quotation of Mr. Ignatieff.
Harper is missing.
Harper probably had some explaining to do to his fellow leaders, too. For the second time in just months, the Prime Minister almost missed the official family photo of the G8.
Over here.
He made it, though there was much teasing and taunting from the others. Something else caught on camera also dogged the Prime Minister this week, the much talked about, closely scrutinized video of the Prime Minister receiving communion and not eating the Holy Host immediately after. There were allegations it never even reached his mouth. He was slammed from all sides for eating it, for not eating it, for maybe holding on to it. Today, Harper clarified that point too.
Somebody running an unsubstantiated story that I would stick communion bread in my pocket is really absurd, and I think it's frankly, a low point. This is a low moment in journalism, whoever is responsible for this.
After a week of bumps and faux pas and apologies, hopefully things will go a little more smoothly for the Prime Minister tomorrow. That's when he has his private audience with the Pope. Rosemary Barton.